Joining us first is Quincy University, which was picked to finish 8th in the conference this season. The Hawks were 5-6 in 2019, 2-5 in league play, good for 6th place. While they were 0-2 in the East during the past spring season, joining us today in the middle is head coach Gary Bass, alongside B.J. Wilson and Will Henegar. Gentlemen, welcome. And Coach, you're entering your 5th season as the head man of the Hawks. Give us your impressions of your team and general outlook for this year.
I mean, for us, I know the most important thing is progress. I know for us, year 1, 3-8, year 2, 4-7, year 3, 5-6. It's all about consistent progress. We talk all the time about change as a process. It's not an event. It's not going to change overnight. For us, trying to change the culture and everything going on with our program, we're very happy with where we're at from a player standpoint. We got great young men, such as the two sitting to the side of me right now, and we're very, very excited about the season. I don't get caught up, nor do other coaches or players, about where we get picked preseason. It doesn't mean anything. All that matters is what we finish at the end. So we're very excited about football season.
20 starters returned this season, including 8 on offense. BJ, sitting next to you, has been a solid contributor to the offensive line. He's earned all GLVC first team this spring and is entering the fall with 23 games with 13 starts under his belt. With BJ's experience, give us a look at the rest of the unit, including another GLVC lineman, Max Snell.
That offensive line, I'm kind of biased. I'm an offensive line guy by trade. So for me to see these guys and the progress they've made in their careers between BJ, Max, Mario Rowland, who was a transfer that came in, Peyton Brunier, who's played significant minutes in his time, and the list goes on of a bunch of good group of guys we got in that position. We're really excited about that O-line group. I think we've got an opportunity to be better there than we've ever been, and that's counting my 10 years overall, not just as the head coach, but as the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. So we're really excited about that position and think we got a lot of good depth and big guys that are able to do a lot of good things for us.
BJ, give us your take on both individual performance and goals for this year, as well as your assessment on the team as things get underway next week.
So in terms of individual performance, just once again, just looking to make progress in the season. Want to get a lot better at run block and show that we can dominate all around. That's a big goal for me. And then team-wise, coming for the conference championship, it's always the goal.
Coach, on the defensive side of the ball, you return 11 starters, 4 of whom are spring all-conference honorees. Let's talk about them and how that combination of distinction will help limit your opponents this fall.
I was very proud of our defense this spring. They played very, very well. Offensively, we were banged up. It hurt us a lot injury-wise. Some new coaches on staff. We're lucky to have had Coach Kelly with me since the entirety, not just being as the head coach, but whenever I was the offensive coordinator, he was an assistant as well. He's done a great job with our defense. I mean, we've got Peyton Chappell who'll be back this year, who led us in tackles. He's a first-team all-conference player. Colin Chapman's a defensive lineman for us. That was a freshman this past spring. Good football player. Will sitting next to me. It's a phenomenal player. We truly feel like defensively we've got a lot of depth and we got a lot of talent in a lot of good places. We've signed a few transfers, the Division I wise on the back end at corner as well. So, I mean, we really think that the sky's the limit for our defense this fall.
Will, tell us what you're most looking forward to this season, especially not having a traditional season back in 2020.
This last spring was, something that we weren't really wanting. We wanted a full season, but, I mean, everything happens. But I think spring was a good test for us to, try some new things up front, have our new guys get some experience. And I think it's going to do a lot of good for us come fall.
Coach, you're returning some special teams players, Michael Klotz, along with Brandon Tate, your long snapper. Talk about the duo and the rest of the special teams unit as you head into the season.
Well, I mean, for us, Mikey Klotz has been a staple for us, kicking, whether it be extra-point field goal, punt, or kickoff. Unfortunately, he got hurt at the end of fall, or I say end of spring, but he's back, should be fine. He's done a great job for us in all 3 phases of the game so far. It's really nice to have a guy that coming back with that much experience that you can do a lot more with him. You don't worry about him getting rattled in a lot of scenarios with things going on, which is always nice. Brandon, from a long snapping standpoint, he's as good as there is. Time-wise, when that kid snaps the football, you blink, you're going to miss it. So having those 2 guys coming back this year is going to be very beneficial for us from a special team standpoint, and we look forward to watching those guys play this fall.
as we wrap up here your time, give us a preview of your schedule, Coach.
Week one, we were lucky. First off, we've got 7 home games. 4 of our first 5, our first 3 are at home. So we got Midwestern State coming in week 1. Week 2, we have Iowa Wesleyan coming to our place. Week 3, I believe we've got Walsh as week 3, and then we go on the road to Ashland week 4 in our crossover games with the GMAC. So really excited. I think we get tested out the gate immediately by a great Midwestern State team. That it will be nice for me as a head coach because 2017, the very first game I ever coached as a head coach was going down to Midwestern State. So we kind of get a new window of exactly how far we've come as a football program in that amount of time to see exactly where we measure up versus a great program like that. And then we get an opportunity to kickstart our conference schedule with Missouri S&T coming. It'll be homecoming as well on October 2nd, and really excited about the future of our football program right now.
Coach, BJ, and Will, thanks so much for joining us here on GLVCSN, and best of luck this season.